All right. Obviously, very proud of our guys. Just the last 4 weeks, been playing very well, and Coach Sweeney talks about all the time, kind of entering this what we call our championship phase, enter November. It's all about improving and getting better, and I feel like our guys did that. Really proud. 2 games back to back with no turnovers, and last week was the first week all year that we had no turnovers, so to do that back to back was big. No sacks and 419 yards rushing. Really proud of that offensive line. They're playing some really good ball. And then just our offensive guys in general. And, not worrying about anything, just really staying locked in and focused. These are the kind of games when you know that you're maybe physically, have a big advantage versus your opponent. These are the games where you can tell a lot about the mentality of your team. I've been here long enough. I remember playing this group maybe 2011, going in there at halftime, close to a tie game, and that was a very talented offense as well. But these guys mentally, it didn't matter who we were played today. Our guys were ready to go, and very happy for Travis. I know he broke the Clemson rushing record for touchdowns, and he's been outstanding. And I think he also has most 200-yard games at Clemson, and hopefully, I think tied the overall touchdown record. And then Trevor, 4 games in a row with 3 touchdown passes. That hadn't been done since 2012. And, to maybe have a few poor throws there at the beginning of the year, just all the talk that was out there nationally, not surprising at all. He just goes out and goes 4 games in a row, 3 touchdown passes. He played very, very well today, and, really proud of where we are there. And then, all 3 wide receivers getting in the end zone, I thought that was big. Last week it was great for DeAndre getting those 3 touchdowns, and he was, being celebrated on the sideline by those starters. And then, for this game, for those guys to get in the end zone, I think was really good. And, when your best players have to play well this time of year to get to where you want to go. And so, Coach Sweeney just told the offense first time in school history, that Clemson's offense has scored 45 points or more 4 straight games. And so, I think, we're playing our best ball at the right time of the year, and guys will enjoy that tonight and get ready for NC State next week.
Is the post-game celebration after a game like this, as we're starting November, as spirited over this team as beating Texas A&M in week 2?
It really was, and that's something that Coach Sweeney, that's a kind of core fundamental of our program and of our culture is, hey, when we win, we celebrate. It doesn't matter who we beat. It doesn't matter if it's a close win or, a big win. We're going to celebrate because it's hard to win. And everybody puts a lot of work and a lot of effort in that. And when you start to lose maybe the enjoyment or thrill of winning a game, then that's when you can kind of get in trouble. You start taking games for granted. So that's something that Coach is always very cautious of. And our guys bought into it and had a very spirited locker room there tonight.
You've been around here a long time. Have you ever seen a running back have as good a 4-game stretch as he's had?
I tell you, Travis, obviously, been watching him for 3 years, but, Coach Sweeney challenged him after that North Carolina game, and I would definitely say that Travis has responded, and, I think he's 5 touchdowns away from the ACC record in a career. It's to do that in 3 years, have a chance to do that is incredible. But I think the combination of Travis and with this offensive line, it takes both of those groups and those tight ends in there blocking for him to be able to have that success. But Travis is a guy, every time he touches it, he's got a chance to score, and it's great to see him locked in and have such a big game tonight.
Earlier this year against Charlotte, I think the starters only played about a quarter, so you guys went into the third quarter tonight. Just what was the thought process going in as far as getting those guys to play?
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit later in the year. We've had a few games the last few weeks where those guys have kind of been pulled out, and this is kind of when you got to, really kind of get the juices going and get those guys enough reps. Part of it was I think we were scoring so quick we didn't have many snaps, and so we wanted to be sure we got those guys enough snaps. And traditionally we like regardless of how the game's going, you know, we like to get those starters at least one series to start the second half, the third quarter, and you know, went down and scored and got those guys out and let some of the other guys play. But you know, as the season gets later and later in this championship phase, you know, we got to lean on those guys a little bit more.
Did you want to get Darian a touchdown on his birthday?
Yeah, somebody we called time. There was a timeout or something involved. Maybe they had an injury timeout, and somebody reminded us it was Darian's birthday. So we told the offensive line, let's go get him a touchdown, and he did. So I'm just happy for him. I mean, he's a guy that's, you know, put in a lot of work and you know, has been rewarded now with 2 touchdowns. All right, good.